Well then guys, welcome back to part 3. Straight into it, moving on. There's a couple more things left before we move on to the next step, and that's when you get iced on the cake, you get like fixed streaks. I'll show you a picture, and we need to add these things because at the moment it's just wavy. You get little pools of icing, like little streaks, and we need to add those in. So in order to do that, let's go edit mode, turn this off, and we'll select, say, this point and this point. In order to select 2 points, click on the first vertex, hold shift, click on the next one, and it selects both of them. So then we're going to do what's called extrusion. Initially, you pull the vertex and the vertices. Okay, you're just like extending it while keeping the original vertices there. So if I press A and move down, see it's left the 2 original ones in position and just drag 2 more out of it connected to the 2 original ones. So if I just do this, press E again, E again, and just to, as a reference, just to show you what that looks like. Ah, yes, nearly forgot. So to apply it now, so you can see the progress, if you press shade smooth, not shade smooth, sorry. We're going to subdivide it again, so it's a bit more. That's solidify, subdivide. It's a bit more wavy, a bit more natural rather than more jagged. I'm going to put that to 2. Right, yep, I'm okay with that. You see now it's pulling off a little bit in like little strands. Go back to edit mode and turn off solidify. Do some smaller ones. Extrude that off. The reason I'm doing it multiple times is so it curves round the cake surface without the face poking through. So we'll select these 2, we'll do these ones. I'll just keep going around. Every single one we feel like doing. We'll just add a couple. I'll do this one. And I'll do this one to finish. Yeah, got all of them. I'll stick one more here, why not? Object mode. And there we go. Much better. So you've got these little pulls dripping off them. Just adds more realism to it, as if the ice, if you just pour ice and all over the cake, it would like peel off the sides. Yeah, that's right. So moving on to the next tool. Or yeah, have a look. It's not quite. You might not be able to tell, but it's not quite like attached to the cake as good as it should be. So in order to make it look a bit more touched to the surface, we had the shrink wrap. It means to choose what object. And as you can see, currently got a lot of Z fighting going on. It's a bit all over the place. But this is because the order of these modifiers matter. Blender works from top to bottom. So in order to simply fix this, we've got to extract this to the top. And now it's a bit more like sucked in if you drag it. As you can see with it off, it's a bit more raised at the top. Turn it on, kind of like sits directly on top rather than being a little bit of a gap. Making it much more suitable. Alright, then moving on, if I go into edit mode, as you can see here, I want to kind of like raise the bottom part, as you can see right here, kind of make it a bit more thicker. I could simply just, I don't know, select these two and like extrude it that way along there, and it's just not very good. And make it a bit more better, I want to first apply the Shrinkwrap in object mode. I don't think we have any more use for the solidify, so we can apply that straight away. And we can apply the subdivision. If we go into this, it's much better. That will be fixed. Future or anything that's crossed over at the bottom is completely fine. It will be changed with what I'm about to show you next. Right, to create these little external areas or rather thicker areas of liquid, instead of just using disproportionate editing or scaling it, there's actually a tool provided by Blender called Sculpting. Sculpting, well, for instance, what we've got is grabs and it like pulls it up. Obviously, we don't want to do that. We want to inflate, and then we can inflate this part here, and like essentially just inflates it. No other better way to put it is it's a bit inflated, a bit raised. We can adjust the brush size by pressing F, and moving outwards with the cursor, and inwards with the cursor. Quite simple. We can adjust the strength, and then just add a little bit of thickness to the bottom. That's all we do. So just a little bit more. Decrease the brush size. So now that they're all done, they're all inflated, you can have a lot more natural. Move on to next, towards a teach, and it's where are you? Mask. Create mask, you go like this. Basically it cancels out the area, so it doesn't work. Anything that you sculpt doesn't work on the area. So then if I press the mesh filter, it'll increase everything but that area. Right. So, where is it? Mask. Turn that strength all the way up. Now we want to apply a little bit of thickness to this little outer layer here. Right? We only want to apply it to that outer layer here. We don't want to apply it anywhere else. Instead of having to individually inflate every little area, it'll be for quite a while. And if you click more in one place than the other, it might be uneven, it won't be very nice. So that's why we're going to be using the mask. Right, now we're going to apply the mask. Instead of having to apply it, like I said before, the mask prevents it from applying in the area that would cover, so it wouldn't work there, like I mentioned just earlier. And obviously we wanted to apply here, but what we're going to do is we're going to cover this area, just like so, like that, all the way around. a little bit tedious, but the reason that we're doing this is because we can invert it. I'll show you once this is done. We'll just add a little bit of thickness to the edge of the icing. Make it look more natural, more realistic. I think we're nearly there. Going. Oh, a little bit back. That's all of it. So then to invert it, we just press Ctrl I. Inverted. Go to this brush that applies it to everywhere, and don't need to do that much. But 0.1 strength. Just press it slightly. I think that's enough. Yeah, I don't think you need that much. I think that'll be fine. Then we can just clear the mask. Yeah, it's decent, it's decent. Just a little bit more. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. And then for the better part, just to tidy it up a bit, just to make it a bit more neat. We got smooth. Shrink from one. Then we just smooth along these areas here. Just tidy it up a little bit. Quite a little to just make it nice and smooth. Going all the way around. All the way. You do. That's all of it. Go, just add a little bit of thickness there. We go, see? A little bit of layer of thickness on the edging. Much more realistic now, isn't it? Right, now we have this looking loads better in comparison to how it did look. Oh, we've missed one. So we always check. Have a little check back, make sure nothing's a problem. I think we are all okay. Right now, we've been blasting through this, been very quick, very, very quick, taking all in this information. And I'm going to just quickly show you something else before we move on to part 4. I'm just going to look, I've already taught you how to add some materials. We've currently got the item selected, we've got to object mode. Remember, we want to see these materials, so we get to viewport shading, so we can see the materials and it's gone white. So with the icing selected, let's do the base first. So with the base selected, click new material, click on it, we'll name this cake. I'm going for a nice chocolatey colour, so somewhere in the orange, all the way to. So about there, that looks nice, that looks fine. Yep, we're all in agree. That looks nice. Nice chocolate icing base. Then for the icing on top, I was thinking we can go for a more caramel kind of colour. A bit like a millionaire cake, rather than like a shortbread. And you can just go down and we just raise. That's completely wrong. Gone on autopilot there. Now we select the icing. Click new. Simply name it icing. Click on the colour. Go to roll a bit here. Might need changing a little bit, but just darken it down. Do a nice caramelly colour. I think I'm happy with that. That's completely fine. Yep. Right then, so just to finish off, we need to start forming the countertop. Obviously, this case's got to sit on something, hasn't it? And it's going to be a kitchen counter. So in order to do that, we need to add. So Shift A, we'll press plane, as plane. And then we need to fit the cake on top of it. But then we remember that they're not attached to each other. So let's just, first of all, let's turn snap off because that doesn't need to be on anymore. And press Control P, parent, and press Object to keep transform. Not the wrong way. Select the icing first, then you select the cake. Then you press Control P, keep Object to transform. That's the right way. So the icing is underneath the cake. So with the cake selected, press G, press C, and you can just sit down on top there. It's also there. And then we can increase the size of this plane, just like so. Much better indeed. So now we need to create the counter's surface. And for that we are going to be using an image. So if we click this and we go counter, and there we go down to where it says base colour, we click on the yellow dot next to it. Not sure why it's a yellow dot, but we move on. Image texture. Now you're going to need to, for maximum realism, you'd like to find an actual material. So I will post links in the description for you to find that. It can be found online, nice and easy, not just a standard image, but a material. We'll also post a link in the description of a website that allows you to transform a picture that you take into a material. So you can take a picture on your phone and it'll transfer it into a material for you, and we'll post that in a link in the description. And for the time being, once you do have your image, just open the file and you go select your image, whichever one it is, you select the colour. I'm just currently finding mine. Yep. So now it's just your box standard image. It's nothing too special at the moment. It's not really shaded correctly. So now we get to shading tab at the top. And then we can see that colour is the only thing attached. If you get another one of these, we can just shift D on it. We choose a new file. So when you do create your material or get your material offline, you should have a normal. So you should have a normal to that image. So if you just select that, and then you can connect that to normal. It's already looking a lot better, starting to reflect light correctly. And you can do that again. Lots like that. Move that over. Oh, just move that there for now. And we select the displacement. No, not displacement, sorry, the roughness. replace the roughness. Put that with the roughness. And there we have it, that's the material. Much better, a bit more realistic how it reflects the light. Bounces off the countertop a lot better, as you can see. Go to rendering mode, we go back to material. Much better, much better. That's it now for part 3. Moving into part 4, we'll be looking at geometry nodes. Essentially, sprinkles, to put it simple. Basically, when you do the toppings that go on top of the cake, that is what we'll be doing next video. But if you've made it this far, well done, keep it up. We're almost there, we've made loads of progress. And I'll see you in the next video.